And we are back on the Chosen Life podcast. I'm your host, as always, Jonathan A. Cohen, author, Bible 3.0, the 6 commandments of the chosen life. And back for a second week, this guy is swarmed with real estate. He's got showings, he's got listing appointments, but we pulled him away for another week. He is the one, the only, Hove of the Ballin Realtors. Hove, welcome back, my brother.
Always a pleasure, bro.
Dude, if I hadn't had lunch with you, just us, because Seb was busy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe seeing you without him. When people see you walking down the street or see you at a lunch without him, do they not get concerned like, hey, where's Seb? What's going on? You guys all right? Like,
Yeah, sometimes.
you get that sometimes, eh?
Yeah, sometimes.
So any Seb stories you can share without Seb here?
I don't know about that, bro.
We'll leave that for him, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's probably the safest bet for sure.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, man. It's been a little while. You know, we caught up. Last week talking about your reading of the Bible 3.0, and so I'm curious, man. How's your spring, summer gone? How's real estate been? How's life been?
Yeah.
Share with us, man. Let's catch up.
Things are good. Business is good. Even though overall there's there's a lot of people that are struggling in our industry. We've been quite busy. We've been putting a lot of work in, being on the phones, being on the streets, hitting the pavement, just doing everything, right? And just doing a lot of it and being consistent. I've learned over the past years, consistency is huge, and you hear it all the time, right? And it's very easy to fall out of consistency. Excuse me. It's very easy to overlook doing a few things, right? And I'd say since last year, probably since last fall, like I rewired my brain and just how I see accomplishments for myself and what I think and how I process some information, right? And it's just like you can't let up. You can't let up. Now the sky's the limit, right? No more letting up. No more slacking. No more saying, oh, well, I made so much money this month. I'm going to take it a little bit easy next month. No, because you made so much money this month. You're going to start getting paid next month and the month after. But then you start taking it easy that month, and that trickles into the following months. And it's just, it's not good. And then you got to pick back up. And then there's this gap in our business where, now, okay, you pick back up. And then, but missing that 1 month will cost you 3 months. Okay. So I told myself no more, because that's a trap that realtors fall into all the time. You just cannot let up, man. But then, see, you hear a lot of, oh, well, enjoy the money that you make, enjoy your life. It shouldn't be work. Okay, if you're in a specific industry where you can get away with that, sure. But in our industry, if you start slacking too much, you're not going to see anything for 3 months. That's just how it is, man. So we've been very consistent. We've been pushing the pace, and it's been quite a good year.
I gotta ask you, man, because I don't know how you read my mind the way you do, but this was something I was going to talk to you about next week, and we're going to just jump into it now.
Sure.
Because it's so funny, because I literally just had this conversation with my partner David over at Kormans LP, and one of the things we were saying to each other was, there is this group of realtors that, okay, it's the summer months, so I'm going to go because nobody wants to deal with real estate in the summer.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, it's November, December, January.
Yeah.
Winter months are slow, so that's busy. Then they're like, it's March break, so everybody's away, so people with their kids. And when you start doing the math on it, you're talking about losing 1 month. Bro, some realtors out there, man, are taking 6 months off because they're not 6 consecutive, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, justifying it. Everybody else is dead. There's other economic things, whatever. So I'm not even going to bother, and I'll just get into it when it picks up again.
Yeah.
All the successful realtors I know
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
They don't do that. And they're consistent. That's how they build their names. Yeah. And the thing is, I've fallen into that trap too, man. I've fallen into that trap where for a couple months, you do amazing. Couple more months, you do even better. And then you do even better. And then you say, oh, hey, listen, let me chill out for a bit. Let me travel. Let me go here. Let me go there. You go away. You come back. It's like you're still traveling. And then something else comes up. Yeah, let's go. Let's take some more time off. Right? Yeah. It's bad. Very bad.
So I have a pretty good idea why I think it's bad. I'm curious, for your feedback. So what are some of the traps that realtors could fall into by that missing time?
Well, you fall out of schedule, you fall out of productivity, you miss out on opportunities. You get into this mindset where you only want to work when the market is somewhat okay, right? It's like you say to yourself, well, I got to put in double the effort to get the rewards of what I was a year or two ago with half the effort. Yeah, but that's the business, man. Like, I'm sorry to say, that's what it is, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When times are good, you put in less effort. Your phone's ringing nonstop. Okay, cool. You don't have to call people; they call you. Great, but you need to get into the habit of being consistent. Okay, and this is something that I've done. I don't miss work anymore. Let's call a spade a spade. Being a real estate agent is fairly easy. Okay, it's simple.
You don't have to go get a PhD and do brain surgery.
No, you don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
The actual workload itself is not hard. Now, you could go door knocking for 5 hours, 7 days a week. You're putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort, right? I'm not saying there's no effort behind it. I'm not saying there's no work behind it. But at the end of the day, there are tried and tested methods of generating business. The real estate industry is not so much sales. Everybody talks about, oh, it's sales, I'm great in sales. I talk to people, oh, I'm great in sales, I should get into real estate. No, you idiot. Like, the sales portion is minimal. Okay, the sales portion, you have it twice. Once when you're trying to sell yourself to your client, and second time when you're buying or selling the property and you're negotiating the actual sale price. Those are the only two aspects, in my opinion, where sales comes into real estate. Real estate is lead gen, okay? It's lead generation. Now, lead generation is a part of sales in the all-encompassing way, but like, people think, oh, I'm a great negotiator. Oh, I love houses. That doesn't matter if you love houses or not. Like, you're just going to be slightly happier, which is good, which will relay in what you do. But like, if you love houses too much, you may get caught up in the house and forget that this is a business transaction. You should be passionate about what you do, great, but like, don't make it emotional. You love a house, your client doesn't, now you're pushing this house, now your client gets the wrong idea, why are you pushing this house? Meanwhile, you have some emotional attachment to a home because it reminds you of your childhood home, which you had wonderful memories in. Like, nobody cares, right? So then your client gets the wrong idea, and then you come off as pushy or aggressive or something, right? So you gotta be aware of what real estate really is. And number one, it's lead generation, because you can be the best salesman and the best person, but if you have no leads coming in, then you have no business. You're not doing anything. And how do you get leads? Well, okay, there's the tried and tested methods. Cold calling, which sucks. Door knocking, which sucks. Calling everybody on the phone, which sucks. Okay, everything sucks. However, once you start making money, once you start getting responses, all of a sudden, hey, I don't mind door knocking. Hey, I don't mind making some cold calls. Hey, I don't mind calling people and chatting with them. Why? Yeah, because now you're actually getting something. But if you're not consistent with it, nobody's going to tell you on the first time you call them, yeah, okay, come sell my house, please. This is the price I want. List it. No, you got to have a conversation, man. Right? The first time you go knock on a door, the first house you hit, hey, my name's Hove. I do real estate in the area. I live in the area. Here's a flyer. This is what's happening. I'm selling some stuff. Oh, would you also like a notepad and a pen? Yes, please come in, sell my home. That's not going to happen, man. Right? Like, let's not kid ourselves. That's not going to happen. So, like, why are you getting mad? Why are you quitting? And I've been guilty of that as well, right? Like, I haven't been consistent enough. If there was a time where there was a small pocket in Markham, I sold like 5 houses in the span of a year. Okay. You'd think I'd farm that area properly. You'd think I'd go door knocking. Hey, how you doing? My name's Hove. I sold a bunch of houses in the area. This one, and this one. If you have any questions about real estate, please call me. That's instant credibility, man. Did I do that? No.
I guess no.
No. Why? Because I was selling house after house. I'd get phone calls, sell my house. Okay, cool. But I didn't work at it. So then you get muscled out by somebody else who does. Right? People stop calling. You stop being front of mind. You're not going. I'm not flyering as much. I'm not knocking at all.
Yeah.
Right? This is what happens. Right? So you got to be consistent. So if, real estate, what do? You cold call. You door knock. You flyer. You send out email marketing blasts. How do you do that? Well, you got to build a database. How are you going to build a database? Well, go online, create an online presence. Through what? Facebook, Instagram, Google, social media, YouTube, whatever you want. Use anything and everything, right? Once you enumerate everything that there is to do, even if you suck at all of them, just be consistent with it. You can suck, but be consistent. I got a buddy, okay? And like, if he's watching, like, I hope he doesn't take this offensively.
We won't say his name.
Yeah, very nice. He's gonna know exactly who he is. Very nice guy.
Usually
He moved. Okay, he moved out of the country. He went to California, and he went there for whatever reason. And then he got into making videos of himself eating food. Okay. Now listen, for me, my friends do anything, I'll support you. Right? Yeah. Good luck. Do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'll be honest with you. Like, I think it's the stupidest shit there.
So like, he's eating a mango.
He's doing mukbang. Okay, some people call it mukbang. It's pronounced mukbang. Okay, and he's my buddy, right? So like, I see him doing this, and I'm just like, oh my god. But at the same time, I understand why he's doing it. So it's like, bro, keep going, right? Like, I'm very positive about it, and I would tell him, I'd be like, I think this is the stupidest thing, but bro, you're doing it, so do it. He did this consistently, and at first, other people we knew, like, they talk shit, and I'd be like, guys, leave him alone. Right? Like, this is what he wants to do. Let him do it. He's doing something. He was out there for different reasons. And in the meanwhile, he was doing this. This was an avenue. And it had to do with the food industry. So he was still within his realm of whatever, right?
We'll give it to him.
And have you seen these? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so basically, picture somebody that has a tray of food, shit food. And when I say shit food, I mean like fast food. Okay. And they're eating everything with the sauces, dipping the cameras in tight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's like ASMR. It's almost sexual, intimate.
I saw Cali Muscle doing that.
And they're like loud, whatever. They chew with their mouth open. Like, it's disgusting.
And they finish all the food, right?
They have to finish all the food, otherwise they get scorned online. Okay. And so he started doing this, right?
Yes.
Hey, you like what I'm doing? Well, listen, I don't like it, but you're doing it well. Keep it up. And like, very awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you're just eating. And he very, very like, okay, we're going to eat now. Like, are you okay, bro? Right? Yeah. Anyway, he would ask me what I think. I told him, and then I said, just keep doing it, whatever. And he did, and he did, and he did. And this guy is atrocious at what he does, okay? In my opinion. Okay. Compared, like, you got these sexy girls that are eating and they sexualize it and
I've
whatever.
heard about that, yeah.
Crazy. All these crazy. Bro, this guy's getting millions of views on YouTube now. Millions. Why? Because he kept this up once or twice a week for years. Okay? Years. Millions. He's getting millions, Jonathan.
Okay.
He's getting paid off that, bro.
Right.
Now he's making money.
Okay.
And all the guys that made fun of him, you can make fun of him all you want, but he's making more money than you are, bud. Okay? And like, I mean, it's free money.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? It's not hard work. It's bad for your gastrointestinal system.
Absolutely.
But he was consistent. He worked at it. And now he's making money off of it. So in real estate, all these things you don't want to do, okay? If you do them, you start liking them. Why you start liking them? Because they start paying off. Yeah. You like the results. You forget about what it is.
I'm going to bring it full circle for you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you, and I'm agreeing with what you're saying. It's funny because how many of these people in the industry, you know, working as a real estate lawyer, and I work with real estate agents, right? And the ones that have made it in the industry, right?
Yeah.
And the ones that have done all that stuff, and they're making the millions, and they have all these clients, right? And the ones that are pulling away all of a sudden, saying it's summertime, it's a slower market, whatever, that person who's the repeat client who wants now assistance to buy or sell a home, their cousin that they want to refer you to, or their coworker, you're out of circulation. You ain't pick up your phone. You ain't going to do your emails. They're going to somebody else, right?
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
not going to wait for you till you decide to come back.
Your best friend won't wait for you.
And once they use somebody else, I'm going to dare venture and say they ain't come back to you.
No, unless they have a bad experience.
Unless they have a bad experience. But if they go use the other person, the person was half decent, they come back to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think all of it, you know, it comes back to our first episode earlier last week, where we talked about those excuses why you don't work out in the gym, why you decide I don't want to meditate, I don't want to advance my life. It works in business as well. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to hold off on doing cold calling and lead gen, and I'm not going to follow up with people, I'm just going to take a couple months, I'm going to go find myself, I'm going to just turn off my phone, turn off my emails.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're being very cautious in what you're saying. You lose 1 month, you're losing 3 months. You lose 1 month, I think you could lose a year theoretically. Because you so disconnected from everybody.
Yes.
How long have you been in the industry for, Hope?
About 8 years.
8 years. Okay.
And I think like that's little.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think that's a long time at all.
in the grand scheme of life, listen, we're going to live to 120. So age is not a huge
I think
number.
it's a small amount.
But you take 8 years. Let's say we turned off your phone, turned off your emails for 1 full year. 1 full year, Hove doesn't exist. You get your message out of office. I'm gone off to find myself in Tibet. And I'm going to go get rid of bad energy as this video is doing. And I'll be back in 1 year's time.
Yeah.
You come back in that 1 year's time. Are you starting back at the bottom? Are you starting at the beginning, or where are you at now?
You're almost back at the bottom, man.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
You're almost
1 year
back,
of 8 years.
Yes.
You got to redo everything.
Yeah, you're almost back at the bottom because real estate, so after the lead gen, it's networking, which is also a part of lead gen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? So it's networking. How are you
Chicken and
networking?
egg means to
And
an
then
end.
it's making connections. It's making connections with people. Okay. Now, if your connection is deep enough with somebody when you come back, okay, yeah, they may come back to you instead of using the person that they used while you weren't there. If there was somebody, if there wasn't anybody, you've come back. Okay, you could put the work back in. You're not starting from the bottom. You're starting kind of at a halfway point, right? You need to explain why you disappeared. Unless you know how to do it, you're anticipating ahead of time. You tell everybody, listen, I'm going to take a year hiatus from real estate. I'm going to go to Tibet. I'm going to live with the monks. I'm looking for enlightenment. I'm looking to help. I want to evolve. I want to grow. Okay, cool. That's a different approach. Now you're doing it like, business minded. You're letting everybody know. And then some people might think you're crazy, but they will at least appreciate the fact that you took the time to tell them. So when you come back and you try to re-engage, it's not going to be so awkward. Right? It's not going to be like, oh, you disappeared and you came back. Guys, girls, they have that same experience. You talk to somebody, you go out with somebody, and then they disappear. Okay? And then 2-3 months later, they're back. They're messaging you, oh, hey, how you been? Where the fuck were you, bud? You disappeared, So that kind of, it's red flags. And it's like, hang on a minute, this person, she disappeared, she's gone. What were you doing? Did you have a boyfriend? Did you have a different job? Did you leave the country? Why? It's also credibility. And then you start to lose respect for the person a little bit, right? Yeah. But if the person said, hey, listen, I met somebody, I want to give it a shot. And right now I think you're a great guy, but I connect with this person on a different level. And I want to experience this and see where it goes. So I'm going to have to stop talking to you, maybe indefinitely. But if it doesn't work out, I'll reach out. Right? Now, some guys will be like you, don't call me, right? That's an ego thing. Realistically speaking, you should be happy for the person. If you care for them one bit, oh, okay, great. You met somebody you think it's going to flourish into something. I wish you all the best, right?
Yeah.
And then when they come back, hey, it didn't work out. Well, you know what? Instead of taking that negatively, you should be like, well, I appreciate the fact that you reached out. What happened? Do you want to talk about it? No? Okay, fine. I'd like to understand. And that just shows you a little bit of where the person's head is at, right? And now, again, like people get emotional, they take it the wrong way, whatever.
I tell you, man, from an ego point of view, and I love what you're saying, because I can tell you professionally and personally, that has worked for me on so many levels.
Yeah.
Some of my best clients are ones that either were started off with a different lawyer, or they went off because they paid $10 less or whatever, went somewhere else, came back and said, you know what? I really appreciated what I had.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's happened in relationships too.
Yeah.
Where somebody said, you know what? I'm not in the mind space right now. I need to date other people, whatever. Yeah. Cool. Good luck. Have fun. Yeah. They're back a year later. And you know what? It was a good enough relationship for the time being. So my ego took the best of me, I could have lost business opportunities and personal opportunities.
Yes.
I went with the flow with it. I said, it's nothing to do with me. It's where they are in their mind space. Man. And that's 100%. Okay. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
People make everything about themselves when they shouldn't. It's about the other person.
Yeah.
It's not inadequacies in you. Let it go. Relax. Let them explore. Then go find yourself. See what it is. Amazing. Right. So real estate. It's very interesting. You gotta be consistent, and you gotta keep adding to the repertoire, and you gotta keep building. You got to build your database, and then you got to do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. It doesn't mean you can't take time off, but it means you need to responsibly take time off, whatever that means for that person. Have a backup agent, get an assistant, get a temp, get something.
A team together.
Get a team, or let a team know that you're leaving. Let another agent know that you're leaving. I've had agents that tell me, hey, listen, I'm going to travel for a month or two. I got a couple clients. I'm going to connect you ahead of time. I already told them about you. So if they need any showings, you're the one that's going to be the lead, right? Great. Cool. No problem.
It's segueing and keeping consistency. And if not, always having a backup plan.
Yeah.
which leads us to next week. You know, we've run out of time, and we always have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Next week when we get back, we're talking about one of our favorite subjects. You know, the almighty dollar, money. Is money good? Money bad? Money evil? Stay tuned. Hove, Jonathan, Chosen Life Podcast.